Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Warsword Conquest. Now, when we left off, we had suffered a rather humiliating defeat at the hands of the Dwarves at a nearby castle, but I have decided that what would be a rather good idea would be to accept a new vassal, and maybe that would give us a little bit more reinforcement, and I think that Lord Beetle Insnot is going to actually be our new addition here. So, without further ado, let us speak to him and accept his pledge. There we have it. So now, hopefully, we'll see him running around and doing his duty to defend the realm of the Goblins against the ravaging hordes of the Dwarves. Yes, they are after our beer, no doubt. But, otherwise, I'm just going to be leveling up as many of these units as I can get, and then heading onward. Now, Thrud, unfortunately, still has not restored himself. As you can see, 68 out of 155 HP, and he has 10 in every combat skill and 100 strength. I mean, really, that guy is just an absolute beast. He is amazing. Really amazing. So, yes, we are now just going to walk over, in my opinion, to this town here, and we're going to try and take that as fast as possible before the dwarves decide, you know what, Bloodhorn looks a little bit weakened, doesn't it? So we're going to see if we can do that. Ah, that's exactly what I thought would happen. So let's just head back here and see what's going on. Now, do bear in mind that these guys have a huge amount of demon slayers and giant slayers as well, which is the main reason why I was somewhat worried. And Bloodhorn only has 131 units there. We have 271, but as you can see, yeah, there are just so many Hold Kings here, as well as, yeah, he has 12 Demon Slayers, and there was a guy with 46, if you recall correctly, so that is just absolutely amazing. So we are going to be waiting here for some time. Hopefully Thrud will do his very best to restore his HP. And now let's just see what's happening here. Maybe if we can split them off from each other. Lord Uglylard, Lord Shackwipes, and Lord Nazgûd are here. Nazgûd's not doing a very good job right now. He seems to be a little bit on the low side in terms of his unit capacity anyway. But other than that, it appears that we are going to be facing a rather stalwart defense here, and indeed an offense. Lord Beetlensnot has now just been taken prisoner by the Badlands Goblins. How does he get himself taken prisoner by the Badlands Goblins? The Badlands Goblins have literally no vassals, and if they do, they have around 20 or 30 units. So I can only assume that he wasn't trying hard enough, and he will be getting many lashings later on. But nevertheless, we are going to be dealing with the dwarves and their demon slayers. This is going to absolutely be very, very painful indeed. And we're going to see whether we can actually deal some damage. Oh my goodness. This is not good. This is not good at all, if I do say so myself. This is not going to be very nice. Oh, we took out Lord Skaldor. Wow, that's actually pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to get over here, and we're going to try and do as much damage as we can with our ball and chain. Because what else are we going to do as a Night Goblin fanatic's son? Oh yes, let's do this. There we go. Come on. Okay, never mind. Apparently Hold King Belagar Ironhammer had different ideas about what was going to go down there. And I'm actually thinking maybe we should just retreat immediately, because these guys are going to be absolutely insane to defeat. So let's just see what we can do here. The enemy has been forced to retreat, but this is very difficult. Shall we move away? Or what should we do? Because Bloodhorn is so defenseless right now. Okay, what can we do? Well, the only thing to do is run away. I don't think we can actually do it. Can we? I mean, they have giant slayers abound. I mean, look at this guy. Hold King Auric Ranulfson has 38 demon slayers. Yes, 38 Demon Slayers. So I do believe we are going to be heading on to Dukarak Asgal and actually going to take that instead, as that appears to be maybe a little bit. I'm actually going to take this because well, we may as well sell it and see how it goes, but nevertheless, I think it's probably going to be a lot easier to take this than it is to defend Bloodhorn. I know what you're thinking. We probably shouldn't let Bloodhorn go because it has so many of our improvements at it, but what else can we do? There's really not much, because we are just going to have the worst time possible because they have so many Demon Slayers, and I am very, very hopeful that the Dwarves will decide, oh, you know what, we don't really want to do this now. Yes, they're most likely not going to be doing that anytime soon, so we may have to retreat back to the Kingdom of Araby territories if we lose all of our fiefs around here, but we will prevail in the end. It's just a matter of time. So, let us lead our soldiers in an assault, and hopefully be able to survive the onslaught of all of these dwarven crossbowmen. There are quite a few of them, so let's just make sure that our archers are outside before we actually get killed, because it's most likely going to happen. I have no shield, so you never know. It's probably going to happen very, very soon. Isn't it? Thrud is up there. Come on, Thrud, you can survive. You need to deal the damage. Maybe. Okay, we're losing quite a few walker units. Many of them, in fact. They only have 127 here, so we should, in theory, be absolutely fine, but you know how our units are. They tend to die very, very fast, which is quite a shame, but hopefully we will be able to take out as many of the enemy units as we can before we get taken out ourselves as well. That's probably going to be a good idea. And maybe, come on, yes, there we go. We're clearing them out, That's all we have to do as a Ratlob Big Biter. That is all we have to do. We just need to get through the front defense. And there we have it. Okay, so we have been knocked unconscious, but it was inevitable, I feel. And now, instead of wallowing in our defeat, our personal defeat, we are going to now watch and, well, see the splendor that is all of our units going to be actually doing some damage here. Hopefully they are going to be doing some damage. Come on, trolls. You must survive. Where are... Oh, no. There's a lot of crossbowmen down there actually shooting up onto the battlements. That is... that's not so good. Okay, we are losing quite a few units here, but I do believe in the end we will be victorious. Now, the one problem I have with Warsword Conquest right now is the fact that we are not able to activate our battle map, and that would give us access to the orders menu. And yes, I have used that quite often in other mods that have it available, and of course it would be rather useful right now. We would be able to tell our archers, for example, to charge in, which would be a spectacular sight to see, but it appears right now we have to rely on these undead units, which I have to admit is not a very confident comment for me to make, because undead units, as we know, they seem to die a little bit too fast for my liking, but maybe we will have to head down to Lizardman territory at some point and grab some Saurus units or something along those lines, because of course Saurus units are actually very good. Oh, it appears as though we have gotten the gate down. Oh, that's actually very nice. We have opened the gate, and floods of reinforcements are now joining the fray. That is very, very nice to see indeed. And I believe that is actually it. We are also unable to see how many casualties we have, but I suppose we will be seeing that on the end game screen, and I believe that's it. There we have it. Thank you very much. All of our units did a reasonable job, but of course, considering this is Warsword, we are losing many more units than I would like, of course. So, let's just take a look here. We lost 27, but we actually... Wow. We had 74 unconscious units. That is absolutely insane, considering the enemy only had 122 here, and we had 101 casualties. That is not a good ratio. Not a good ratio at all. I am actually not going to be taking these because they are blatantly fodder. They really don't do anything. Because these guys don't level up, and they don't gain experience, and they don't have any weapons, so they basically just punch people and die in one hit. So, yes, not a very good idea, is it? No, we're just going to be leaving that, and instead we'll take some armor, but I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. So, we are going to be the Lord of the Karak Asgal, thank you very much. And now, let us see here. We want to manage this, and we want to build Oh, we already have a war academy here. Oh, that's actually wonderful. Thank you very much. Okay, so maybe a prison tower? No, we need 7,000 for that. A little bit too much for us right now, but we are going to be then selling these boots and gaining a little bit back. Really nothing to write home about, however. And now this is where it gets a little bit dicey. We don't have any, and I mean any, we don't have any units in the garrison here, which is absolutely terrible. And there is Chief Clobberbottom, and he's the fellow, I think, that has... No, he is not the fellow that took our ally prisoner. I am not entirely sure who this is, but we're going to be taking him out nevertheless. We only have 190 units available for battle, and we do actually need to get our medic back in the fray as well, because Oggy Boggy is definitely someone we want to have at a very high HP level so that he can continually give us surgery, of course. Because right now we have no surgery, no wound treatment, and no first aid, so we are taking the brunt of that. It's not very good at all, if I do say so myself. And we are just going to be attempting to take out as many of these units as we can. And now, come on, let's take them out. Let's take out these goblins. Yes, there we go. Thank you. Now, they do actually have a troll on their side, which is not good. Oh, never mind. Okay, apparently it is okay, even though we did get killed by a goblin war chief. I don't think that's too bad, because even though we did, we took out a troll in one hit, which I have to say is actually remarkable. Actually, quite remarkable, so that's not too bad. And we are just going to be staying at Dikarak Asgal. I was hoping that I could head on to the nearby castle, but it appears we will need to restore ourselves a rather considerable amount before we do that. So let's just see what is going to transpire as we wait, because no doubt Bloodhorn is going to fall before the might of the Dwarven Kingdom, which I really don't like saying that, to be honest, because they really are basically preying upon us when we are at our weakest. Well, technically at our weakest, because right now we really have no way of retaliating against them. And if we did, then of course I think we would be able to quite easily defend. But yes, we have some very, shall we say, perishable units. They seem to be dying very, very fast indeed in comparison to some of the others. For example, I think we may want to travel up north and acquire some Chaos units, perhaps, because Chaos units, they seem to have a much higher base HP, and maybe some Empire units as well, because as we see, do we have... Yeah, we have some Undivided Chaos Warriors. They have 60 HP. And, as you can probably tell as well, some excellent armor. Their armor is just glorious. And if you take a look at the Tomb Champions in comparison, they have 64 HP, which is, well, 4 more, and, well, they have some pretty decent stats all around. But this armor, I do believe, is a lot less protection than what the Undivided Chaos Warrior is wearing. If that makes any difference, I think it might, but if it doesn't, then I apologize, but it seems like it might, because all I see is undead units dying. So, yes, maybe we can see what's going on there. And, oh, all of our prisoners were stationed there as well. Yep, that is true. All of our prisoners were at Bloodhorn. Due to the loss of blood... Oh, your quarters be relocated to Bloodhorn. Oh, that's great. There we are. Oh, yes. Being relocated to Bloodhorn. From Bloodhorn. Well, a new update is coming for Warsword Conquest, according to you in the comments, so we're going to be upgrading to that at some point. And hopefully some of these more minor bugs will be fixed by then as well. I think that would actually be rather nice. And maybe we could go for maybe a different race as well. That would be pretty cool. Okay, so Chief Usgrim is attempting to take this with one unit, and he's just running away exceptionally quickly because he has only one unit in his army. So we're going to be heading onward. Are we? Wait a minute, this can be taken by one unit. Okay, we need to be very careful here. Yes, that is exactly the problem. That is exactly the problem. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to be waiting here for some time then, because we are still needing to be rejuvenated, and we're going to see if anyone pops up, because of course we don't have any units here. So it is quite the tempting target, perhaps. But look at what they were able to do. Look at that. Bloodhorn and all of its surrounding villages were taken. Now the dwarves have encroached upon our territory rather a lot. And, we're going to need to... Ah, okay, hello. Who is that? Okay, that's a guy with 18 units. Well, we are going to be taking him out. No problem at all there. I think, yes. I think that's probably going to be perfectly fine. Only 18 units, well, no problem there. We are able to take him prisoner, maybe, so that we can get a little bit more cash from ransoming him back to his compatriots. But right now, I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried about what we are going to do about the dwarves. They seem to be rampaging across our territory with reckless abandon, to be honest. They're not actually able to be stopped because of that one guy that has that many demon slayers. I mean, I know they have no shields. Do they have shields? I think many of our high elf units that I actually did stop by to go and get at, well, in our off-screen time, the bows of them may actually be able to deal significant damage to the demon slayers, but unfortunately in a siege, it's not going to be enough, is it? It's not going to be enough space for those Shadow Warriors to deal the damage, but of course, Bloodhorn does have the problem of being a little bit buggy with the defenders. They do like to run into the barracks consistently for some reason. Not entirely sure. They must be missing their beds or something along those lines. They may want to stay and sleep in for some time, but they are undead units, most of us, so they don't really need sleep, do they? I don't think they do, but... well, nevertheless, we have completed another fight against a very small vassal indeed. I think we might be taking some of these just to place them in the garrison here. Probably should have done that. There we have it. Human villager, female villager, and we'll place some of our prisoners in there as well. Just to make sure we can continue moving relatively quickly. I think the prisoners do have an effect on your speed. And, ooh, an undivided Chaos Knight. Thank you. Very nice indeed. I like that. And let's see here. Anything else? We can obviously improve here. Chief Bodyguard. And we can get a Forest Walker. And okay, I think we can probably head on to Karak Azul now. Maybe. I thought I could actually take a shortcut across here, but apparently not. That's unfortunate. Ah, there's Lord Toxicotl. He is patrolling around there. That's very nice of him. I appreciate that. Very much so, otherwise we may have had difficulties. And now we are going to see what is going on here. Hopefully they don't have too many units stationed in the garrison here. That would be pretty bad. 144. Ah, that's unfortunate. Well, I think we might be able to, but we are probably going to face that in the next episode. So, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.